Welcome back, everybody, and I'm making a video today I was really hoping I wouldn't have to make, and I feel like if you've watched this channel for at least more than 2 videos, you know that I try not to be a shill of Evil Dead the game or an absolute hater, because I feel like if you do that, you lose kind of that pragmatism that allows you to kind of look at things in each case objectively. And I've been a bit optimistic probably on the channel, and that's only due to the fact that if you've done any research before in the past, like actual research, not like a Karen looking at Facebook, but like you've done research where you use past behavior to predict future behavior via creating a hypothesis and you collect data and you look at it. If you've ever used that actual scientific method, you would know that when you look at a company like Saber and you see where they've done stuff like dropping huge anniversary updates in previous games, you would assume that that in turn would then be reflected upon Evil Dead the game's 1-year anniversary.
I've got 3 items on the docket. First, we need to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Francine, happy birthday.
But yes, you're right, we have to address the elephant in the room, and that is this tweet here. Yeah, baby. Oh, Evil Dead the game turns 1 today. We want to thank all survivors and demons out there for a kick-ass year. Stop message. That's it. Nothing. No double points, no free spirit points, no skins, no map, no nothing. Just a tweet for the first time ever. And I was really excited because when I saw an alert go off from Evil Dead the game, I thought maybe I was wrong. I had gone on the pretense that if we hadn't heard anything by yesterday, there wasn't going to be an anniversary update. But I still held out hope. Didn't make a video, and I kind of gave it till today. But now it's been over 2.5 hours since this dropped, and nothing has changed. And they're kind of getting flamed on Twitter by bigger content creators, by people who love the game, by people that are just straight up salty, and everyone's kind of accepting the fact that there is going to be no anniversary update. Now, this is just a line of big misses from Saber for the first year, and hopefully, as we see stuff in the second year, this tends to change. And this right here is an example why there is an underlying pessimism to the longevity of Evil Dead the game. Now, I am not one of those that think the game is over. I don't think it's dying. I do think Saber is definitely not taking the strongest stance with the game, but I don't think it's ending. But I understand why people are nervous, and it started all with the drop of the Game of the Year edition. Now, Game of the Year editions 9 times out of 10 to signify the end of content, the end of a life cycle of a game, and they're cash grabs basically to get whatever they can from people who didn't buy the game when it originally came out. They have done a couple of interviews that have kind of said that they have plans for future stuff, and it kind of quelled it a little bit, but there's still a little underlying nervousness within the community that the game just won't last. Unfortunately, this doesn't do anything to help it, because as Saber is known for doing big anniversary updates for World War Z, including on the release from Warner Brothers of the Evil Dead Rise trailer, they dropped a big tweet announcing Horde mode in World War Z for their 3rd-year anniversary. And here's the thing, that is what everyone was asking for in Evil Dead if you were someone who wanted PvE in the game. The Horde mode was something that everyone's kind of been asking for as an additional game mode. Instead, we got Splatter Royale, which is dead and buried at this point. Like, it's just an absolute waste of time, money, and resources. So we've gotten this kind of situation where they've failed miserably on Splatter Royale. They dropped the Game of the Year edition. They now have ignored the anniversary other than a kind of a slap in the face tweet, unfortunately. And I understand why there's some underlying scaredness. Now, here's the thing. Evil Dead the game has some serious concerns going around it. Let's be honest, Dead by Daylight isn't really competition for Evil Dead the game. People want to make them like versus, but Dead by Daylight doesn't even notice Evil Dead the game. Let's be honest. They just keep on chucking along doing their thing. They're about to drop their 7th year anniversary with an event and a content chapter and everything else that's going to come with it. But the bigger problem they have to look at is the very quickly, in a little over 3 months, you have Texas Chainsaw coming out. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre is similar in, it is going to be the flagship game for that franchise. And you have very similar player base. You have people who have already things they're very unhappy with Evil Dead the game and are looking to jump ship. And I feel like if they decide not to drop the Evil Dead Rise chapter, this next chapter update, whether that be the end of June, the beginning of July, they might be burying this game. I am not saying I'm leaving the game at all. It's not what this video is about. I believe in the game so much so that tomorrow I'm dropping a video on the 5 things that they need to do in year 2 to increase the player base, to increase the longevity of Evil Dead game, because I believe that they're not going away. But I don't want to see them limping around until Saber decides to put them out of their misery either. And they need to make some changes. There is some glaring concerns that is going on with Evil Dead, the game right now. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you happy? Are you upset? It's all right to be upset. Like, that is okay. Like, it doesn't mean the game is bad. It doesn't mean people at Saber are bad. It's all right to not agree with a decision. And if you don't agree with the fact they didn't do anything for the anniversary, I'm okay with that because I agree with you too. Like, I feel like you're justified in being disappointed for that. But I want to hear what your thoughts are. Are you just happy that Evil Dead the game made 1 year? And that's cool too. Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and later, mates.